Welcome to Science News Review. For July 22, 2026, we are looking at how the most isolated places on Earth and in space are proving to be more connected than we once thought, from deep-sea snails riding surface currents to planets hiding in the glare of their stars, and we'll examine the narrowing gap in the global race for artificial intelligence. We begin with the landscape of artificial intelligence, where the boundary between competing technological powers continues to shift. A Beijing-based company called Moonshot AI. I recently unveiled a new large language model named Kimi K3. This model is designed specifically for complex reasoning and the ability to process massive amounts of text at once. According to Moonshot, AI K3 can match or even outperform certain models from the United States in specialized tasks like coding and spreadsheet manipulation. What makes this development particularly significant to researchers is that K3 is an open-weight model. This means its core components are available for researchers to download and modify. This stands in contrast to the closed-weight models developed by companies like OpenAI, Google, or Anthropic, where the underlying mechanics are kept behind proprietary walls. Because K3 features a working memory of 1 million tokens, it can ingest entire books or thousands of lines of code in a single pass, a feature that researchers hope will reduce the frequency of what developers call hallucinations, or when an AI confidently asserts something false. However, there are significant practical hurdles. Because of its massive scale, K3 is too large to run on personal devices. It requires substantial institutional investment to operate. This technological leap comes at a time when the United States has been implementing restrictions on China's access to advanced AI hardware, specifically high-end chips. Some industry experts suggest these hardware limitations might actually be acting as a catalyst, forcing innovation toward different types of software efficiency and open-source development. While the gap between these open-weight models and the leading proprietary US models appears to be narrowing, a debate continues among policymakers about whether further US restrictions on model access will change the trajectory of international AI development. Moving from the digital realm to the stars, astronomers have discovered that even in systems we have studied for years, significant worlds can still be hiding in plain sight. Using ground-based telescopes, researchers have accidentally imaged Beta Pictoris d, which is now recognized as the faintest exoplanet ever spotted from Earth. The discovery wasn't actually the result of a targeted search for this specific planet. Instead, it was an unexpected finding that emerged during other observations of the Beta Pictoris system. This planet orbits the same star as the much brighter Beta Pictoris b, but its extreme dimness and low contrast meant it had escaped detection for over a decade. The imaging confirms not just that the planet exists, but precisely where it sits in relation to its brighter neighbor. This accidental discovery highlights a major gap in our current observational capabilities. It serves as a reminder that even within well-known stellar systems, our current methods may still be overlooking planetary bodies simply because they lack the brightness to stand out against the glare of their parent stars. As our telescopes improve, we may find that the census of planets in our galaxy is far from complete. Finally, we look to the deep ocean, where new evidence suggests that even the most isolated ecosystems are linked to the sunlit world above. Researchers at the University of Tokyo have found that certain species of deep-sea limpets, a type of snail, undergo a massive vertical migration to maintain their populations. By analyzing chemical traces on the tiny millimeter-sized shells of larvae found on adult limpets, scientists identified signatures of warmer, near-surface waters. They also found a distinct lack of heavy metals, like manganese and barium, which are more common in the deep sea. These chemical markers suggest that the larvae drift from the dark seafloor up to the sunlit surface to feed on phytoplankton before descending back to the depths to colonize new hydrothermal vents. The study, which analyzed limpets from 2 different sites in the Pacific, shows that these larvae use surface currents to bridge the vast distances between isolated vents. However, this journey is incredibly perilous. Most larvae are likely eaten or swept away by currents before they can find a new home. To compensate for these low survival rates, scientists believe these species must produce enormous numbers of eggs to ensure enough larvae survive the trip. This finding suggests that deep-sea life is far more dependent on the sunlit layers of the ocean than previously understood, creating a biological bridge between the surface and the abyss.